Hello, everybody. It's been a few days. Actually, I don't remember the last time I streamed, uh, but we're back. Glad to be here. So, for the last few days after the tournament over the weekend, I had a cold. So, I wanted to stream. I was unable to. But we're back, and I'm feeling a lot better. So, might be a little stuffed up, but shouldn't affect too much. So, the tournament is the interregional qualifier, happened last weekend. I recorded all of my matches and posted them to my YouTube. Just magnetonics there, nothing special. So if you guys wanted to watch those with live commentary, you certainly can. If not, no problem. I also shared the team. It's in the description of those videos. If you guys wanted to try out that variation of the team for yourselves. Um, Not much else to say about that. Spoilers, but I didn't make it into the top cut, but I did scrape by just enough points to make it or to qualify for the world tournament. So I am stoked about that. And so that'll be in a few weekends coming up. I think it's this, like the December 2nd is the first day of it. I'd have to check it. We still got a couple weeks though. But today's big news is that we actually got some patch notes early because the last chance qualifier is going to be not this weekend, but next weekend. And the patch has been sent in for certification, but we don't know when it's going to be there or come out for sure. So we want to be able, Crema allowed us to prepare for both scenarios, whether the patch comes out or not. So that's really awesome. Thank you, Crema, for that. And so this is the mid-season patch. We were told that like there's going to be a patch in the middle of the seasons from now on, which is super cool. So we're going to kind of briefly go through this. It's not going to take too long, I don't think. I already did look through the stuff. Just wanted to give my initial thoughts on it, and then we'll hop into some PvP matches with a team that I crafted yesterday already. So, all right. So we're gonna honestly skip the highlighted changes because it's just gonna go through all of them up ahead. So Harak, it's kind of weird. His attack got buffed. It's not really an attack. Stamina's nice, but I mean, Paharak's never going to be used again now that Hyperkinetic Strike is gone from it. That was kind of its only niche. Big sad. Baharo would have appreciated the attack and stam buffs, so maybe the name was wrong, but I don't. Unfortunate. We'll have to see. Maybe somebody will come up with something creative, but I think this is just irrelevant completely. Mudred's special attack, it does help it. It's just Mudred's still hard to pull off. Maybe now that Platimus and Oshiara are going to be seen less, it'll have more use. We'll have to see where that one goes. Scunch attack buff, kind of nice, paired with another buff later. Scunch might see more use. Tental, I love me some Tental, but these buffs are pretty minuscule. Like almost every other Temtem in the game has received this amount of BST buff like 2 or 3 times compared to this first one that Tental has. So it still just underperforms, but on a team where Tental would fit, it would be nice to have these. So maybe I'll try a Tental team sometime in the future again. Lookout, kind of a weird choice. I don't think it's bad though. I just think it'll be super, super niche. Hedgen. So this is a pretty big one. Hedgen's been popular for a long time. Binary Flood as one of its more common, probably best moves. Arguably, Binary Flood, up to this point, has been one of the best moves in the game. It's kind of been Denigrate, Binary Flood, and I'm actually not sure what would be third. Ignoring obvious, ridiculously strong moves that are only on, that are like signatures and stuff. Stuff like Overgrowth would be up there, I guess. But it was completely removed from Hedgen's move pool, so it does not have a spread digi move it can use anymore, and cannot seize, both of which are very relevant on a Tem as fast as Hedgen. Token, don't really know why that was added. Cool, but I mean, the token does apply Isolate, so maybe it's just to allow it to have a status applying move, just in case. Osakan actually got quite a few buffs, but it's still Osakan. I believe Osakan has Ronnie as one of its traits. It's hard to justify over a Sensei Osakai, which is quite strong, even with Hook and stuff. Cheryl, this one's fun. I'm gonna run Cheryl at some point as on like a theme team. I don't think it's viable. I really don't. But I think it's gonna be fun. It finally got its special attack and attack swapped, which is something that was really weird. Sherald has both Rotten Goo and Crystal Spikes, both moves we would want to have for offense. However, the problem is that it wasn't able to use them because it had really low special attack stat and a much higher attack stat. And then it's got some nice additional buffs on top of that. So I'll give it a try at some point. Kind of fun. But the bigger one thing here is Tortonite got huge buffs. This is absolutely insane. Like Tortonite, I was already using it last patch, and it felt good. It did. It completely walled Toxics. It has kind of it's a really interesting Tem. It has a really great and a really bad defensive type chart at the same time. It walled a whole bunch of popular Tems, but at the same time, it just got ruined by others. But anyways, like 9 points to HP, 4 points to defense, and 4 points to special defense. I think this. I think I heard somebody say that this puts Tortonite at the second highest of all Tems BST wise, only behind Zenareth, another crystal type for that matter, and the highest in effective BST. So that's if you remove like its attack stat. So this is going to be interesting how it changes the meta. I think already the general consensus is that it's going to be a lot slower meta, probably stalled. Lots of stall. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I have mixed feelings about that. It'd be interesting to see things get shaken up, but we'll see how the rest of it goes. Sparzy getting uppercut and hasty lunge. Both of these are honestly huge. I love Sparzy, and its two issues were that it didn't have a good melee move and it didn't have prio. Every time I ran Sparzy, which was before I started streaming, but I actually ran Sparzy quite often, it was a lot of fun to run with Last Rush. Its only melee move was Wrenching Massage, so it was low prio. You never really wanted to click it. Uppercut really solves that issue. It can actually have a winning matchup into Mudred now. And then Hasty Lunge allows it to actually have prio, which also huge. Sparzy gets Last Rush, which is an advantage it has over Golzy. I think it also outspeeds Golzy now by like 1 or 2 points, which is kind of goofy. That would mean that Sparzy would win against Platamus now because it outspeeds with Hasty Lunge and can one-shot. Well, maybe not one-shot, but potentially one-shot a Platamus. If Last Rush is available, that is. Golzy just got some, that's kind of irrelevant. Baboon, I'm not really sure what this changes. Probably just a few numbers. Maybe it helps story playthrough. Brockwork also got a mini rework. I've used Brockwork before, and I'm sure that was on the channel. Once again, they kind of swapped its attack and special attack stat. Brockwork, it was kind of weird. Its best nature move, and I think like its only viable one, was Frond Whip. So you wanted to use its attack stat for that, but it had Soul Shout, which was its best melee move. But then they gave it Hook Kick, so now it has both Hook Kick and Frond Whip. Problem is both are on holds, but they're both attack moves, and that's a respectable attack stat. And some decent extra bulk too. Kind of fun, but also irrelevant. This is probably the biggest one and my biggest disappointment. I loved Nox Bomb on Tuvine and Tutu, but that's no longer available. I think people complained about it a bit too much. I don't think it was as big of an issue as people really let on. Toxics were already quite strong, winds were quite strong. I guess it's kind of interesting to see us move away from a possible toxic and wind meta, but I think they're still going to be very relevant. But if this is just the beginning change towards that end, I'm okay with it. But it's disappointing, and it means that this is a big hit for the melee core. Both Tutu and Tuvine are probably going to need to be looked at and potentially replaced in the team. Because I had like a winning matchup against Tyrannax that now is kind of just gone with the Noxus Bomb change. Also Oshiara and stuff, so a bit disappointing. They kept it for Tukai though, for Hydrologist physical Tukai shenanigans. It was a thing bigger in the past, but it's... I mean, I don't mind them keeping something around for fun. It's not going to change the meta being left on there. So I guess that much is nice. Hello, Mr. Bossy. Welcome. Change makes you a little sad as well. Yeah, it is indeed sad, but And I know a lot of people complained about it. But you look at it, and I don't think that was the biggest issue with Tuvine or Tutu, so it's very questionable. Vulor, attack buff, ninja jutsu, and flaming meteorite. Both of those are fun. I might try out Vulor as well. If individualist wasn't garbage, I would definitely give it more of a try. Actually, should have opened another tab. What are Vulor's defensive stats? I think they're trash. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Compared to Volcrane, though, is it really that bad? 60. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Because today, after the patch notes review, we're actually going to be playing an extinction team. Uh, that's why the title is "We're All Doomed" because it's extinction. And Vulor has the trait Individualist, which prevents hitting allies with attacks. Which the only thing it actually changes is extinction. Other traits Pyromaniac, which I guess boosts damage on Flaming Meteorite, but you'd always run the Volcrane with Vigorous if you wanted that. So I think rather than an attack buff, Vulor should have been buffed defensively if they're going to keep Individualists the same. I know a long time ago I suggested that Individualists get replaced, or I get reworked, to kind of be like half full, where if Vulor is the last Tem available on your team, it would get +1 or +2 in all stats. Like it's a baby Tem, and it's kind of like what Individualists, I imagine it being. It's like you're the only one. You can handle everything on your own. I think that would be fun, but we'll see. If Individualists get reworked, I think that's what Vulor needs more than even the moves and attack. Should help the story play through though. Pigapek got Boomerang. Help combo with Friendship. I think this is the best thing they could have done to help offensive Pig. That way you don't have to invest as much speed. It does kind of hurt. It hurts the Debris Typhoon. You don't get Debris Typhoon synergy. But I don't think having to force it was the best play either. We'll see. Maybe somebody will come up with something fun with Boomerang Pig. I might even experiment with it again at some point. Catch up. Wolfie finally being nerfed. Yep, we'll get to that. It's very nice. Patch live. Nope, not yet. The patch was sent in for certification. We're probably looking at not even... It'll be really close if it comes out next week or just afterwards. Patch notes released early in case the patch gets approved before LCQ. Yep. Yeah, Wolfie, here's a big one. Sludgef getting removed. It was kind of expected for a long time. Wolfie being able to... having such a good defensive type, while also having a strong offensive presence on both of its... with both of its stabs, Earth and Nature, was a bit too strong. Like, Wolfie can only be threatened by melees. While Wolfie can threaten everything that Earth and Natures are weak to. Alright, everything that's weak to Earth and Nature. So at least turn 1, Wolfie is much more vulnerable now. You can actually throw a Raikin or a Kapire in front of it and not take half your health and damage. So super, super impactful. However, what I disagree with is it got Petal Dagger as compensation. Wolfie's never going to click Petal Dagger because it has Plague, and Plague uses its special attack stat, which is higher. Wolfie has a trash attack stat. What it should have gotten is Clayball. I still say that, because Clayball would still be a weak move that uses Wolfie's awful attack stat, but it would still give turn 1 Earth move as optional, and it would allow it to fill a support role with lowering speed if you wanted. It's there as an option. But it's done now. Maybe they'll once they see Wolfie's play rate drop off to like 40% win rate and a 0.5% play rate, they'll change it again. Who knows? Hello, Senpai and someone. Welcome. It's just there for breeding. Yeah, it's pretty likely. Petal Dagger's probably just there for the story too, but I'm pretty sure Wolfie learns Plague early on. Kind of weird. Minox got Hasty Lunge. That's fun. Still not that great. Minox has two defensive traits. If you're running a Minox, you're probably running its support, but I might give it a try at some point anyways. Gallios, Transient got removed, Beta Burst added, and a slight boost to its special attack. I think this was needed. I think the current way it was played was a bit too binary, not a whole lot of fun. So I think this helps it significantly. Toxin Shower. So this is the Platimus nerf. Toxin Shower offered a lot of safety to Platimus along with damage. And so this nerf means that Platimus will be vulnerable every other turn. Or you'll just have to predict which turn it's going to Toxin Shower. It's going to be a lot more skill based rather than just click the button every time it's up, which I think is really healthy, much better. Double Edge is super interesting. Last patch they made it so with synergy, it ignores evasion, so you can use it as a buffing move if your ally has evasion. But now the thing just straight up goes through evasion. So there's not a lot of Tems that use it as an attack or even could use it as an attack. I know there's Momo, but let me check if there's anything else. Yeah, nothing else would... Oh, Arachnite could technically use it as an attack or a special move flank. That's really about it. Everything else just wants to use it as a buffing move. I guess I didn't even know Gallios got them thing, but... Earthbreaker buff. That's actually really interesting. That's like insane damage on a move. But I guess stuff like Inner Spirit's just even higher than that, so kind of a nice buff. It's just for non-synergy as well. Synergy goes like 170. Madness buff, HP reduction lowered. I think this is good. I think it needed it. I don't think we're going to see it all that often anymore. It's still kind of a rough trade-off. Maybe we'll see some people experimenting with Scavenger Valash. Binary Flood. On top of being removed from Hedgen, its damage was reduced and its stamina cost also reduced. I think that's probably good. It was a bit overtuned for everything it offered. The stamina cost reduction helps keep it still clickable for sure. I think this is a nice little change. Psy Collab, it's kind of weird. I mean, so non-synergy Psychic Collab buffs special attack by 2 stages. It's meant to be more of a buffing move. Problem is, Adoro is very slow, and so it can't really outspeed anything to get that special attack buff off. So it's I don't think we'll see it anymore. Then we see it now, which is not at all. Swarmade got a bunch of changes. You can like pause in the video and read through this. Essentially, it's just like a 2% buff as far as what I'm seeing. I think these numbers are what it was at before the really weird nerf that the move received a few patches ago. So it's just like 2% buff since then, which is nice. This is what it should have been in the first place. Sharpleaf got a small damage buff. Nidrasil's Rejoice. You're still not viable yet. Not until Slingshot becomes like 80% damage boost, but we're almost there. Zerbatio's another big one. This one hits Oshiara. So Oshiara only gets 1 special attack modification, but for a lower stamina cost, which is kind of irrelevant because you're running Fake Beard anyways. So slowing down Oshiara's scaling ability is huge, and it punishes Oshiara's for not investing nearly as much in special attack. And yet Oshiara still gets to keep its viability into digi-teams with Waterblade and Prio and such. Smoldering Kiss, they're just trying to make a move viable with Slingshot, still not there. And the Selfless Ruination, the other thing that hits Gallios. Holds is removed down to 2, so Transient being removed kind of irrelevant now. Its priority instead of high is now normal. So more or less, it's just Quartz Shield on an extra hold that gives evasion. But the bigger thing is that it still reduces Gallios' Doom Timer by 2. And because it's only 2 hold now, you can still Doom somebody or you can still proc your trait on turn 3. So it's still kind of questionable. We might see some Speedy Gallios still. maybe have use on a like a blue screen team that has turbo supports to gain the speed boost. I'm not quite sure. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think we're free of the Gallios' reign of terror yet, but in fact, I think Gallios usage is going to pick up. Traits, voltaic charge, cool, not super useful. Brawny, this one's important for Scunch. Um, but Scunch is still kind of a support. It's going to be clicking P-Job most of the time. The Scunches I've seen recently, if they're clicking anything, they're clicking Stonewall and 5 pph. Genuinely, that's what I've been seeing. All Scunches do more than anything else. Scunch got quite a hefty buff. Yeah, I mean it's really nice for it. I think it's a good direction. It's just I don't think they even know what they want Scunch to do. Because 71, which is what its attack was, is not that high for. Oh, it's not that high for an attacking Tem. You get like Tental has 83. So even with the 20% boost, it's still kind of mediocre. We'll see it. We'll see how it goes though. I'm sure some people will play around with it. Toxic Skin. This one's huge. Adoro is dead. Works only once, but poison ticks have been increased to 2. So for this gives worse value than Toxic Farewell because Toxic Farewell does the 2 ticks, 1 on each target, as well as 7% true damage to whoever killed it. So that's rough. On top of hurting Adoro, it also hurts Noxolotl. If anyone wanted to run Turbo Nox, you pretty much have to run it Trance now, which kind of sucks. I think this was too harsh. I think they should have just gone to only working on physical attacks and kept it how it was before. It was still kind of niche use, but at least had use. I think this is too much. But not seeing Adoro is it'll be nice. Spreader, this is a nice buff. Problem is running Tukai. Like Tukai's defensive type chart's more the issue than anything else with it. It's just a bit hard to justify it on lots of teams. Decidora turn limitation has been removed. Decidora in its new state is relatively balanced, I'd say. I think it's cool, I think it's fun, and I think this is just a fine change. Iridescence, yeah, this is fine. It's just 2% difference. I played Iridescence, it didn't feel crazy. The questions themselves are all a little bit underwhelming. I think once Iridescence is fixed, which it will be when the patch releases, I think that we'll see Digiquash more often again, and that'll be nice. I think you can bump it much further. This gun should be absolutely broken since it has Brawny. That's fair. This gun does have strong attacking moves too. It's just kind of interesting. They're putting power in his trait rather than in the Scunch's attack itself. I would almost rather just give Scunch that attack buff naturally and give it a more interesting trait. Eerie makes you now able to run double screen and pretty much take neutral damage on all things. Just about. Yeah, it was close before to being the same thing. So, but monotypes that can get around double screen can still avoid the damage. You're basically just playing in neutral when you're playing Koishes, but with differing type coverage. Bird Season got another damage increase. I still wish this was 75 or even 100%, but we'll take what we can get for now. It would be fun to see people experiment with Grandpa more. I think we're still a few buffs away from that. And then Building Blocks is still a dead gear. I don't think we're going to see anyone run this. It's 10% every 3 turns. 10% healing because it's 1 tick of regen. That's still rough. There's a whole bunch of bug fixes. It's good to see. This is the only one that matters to me. There were some ETCs that were bugged and weren't in the pool. Pedal Dagger, Denigrate, Plasma Beam, and Blue Screen. And those are in the game now. Alright, so enough of that. Sorry that took a little bit longer than I was hoping for. Now we'll get to the fun stuff. So, yesterday I threw together a team. I played a few matches with it. And it's a Doom team utilizing Extinction. So, I love Doom. I think it's one of the most fun mechanics in the game. I know that some people despise it with all their being, but I think it is very fun to play. But over time, most of Doom techniques have been nerfed into the ground, and to me that's kind of sad. However, Extinction received multiple buffs. So I was just kind of throwing around some ideas like, oh, what do I want to do? How can I build a team that still utilizes Doom successfully? So we got a 5 Tem Doom core. Just a typical Tyrannac. Got Extinction, Roar, Bark Shield, and some burn support. Frightening to prevent baits, which I need to utilize more often. Uh, Tortonite, with the defensive stat buffs it's getting, is going to be kind of cracked. But being able to cage... So with Tortonite, since Confined got nerfed pretty bad, so it's only +1 defense, +1 special defense. What you want to do is you want to swap Tortonite into a board it has type advantage on, and then just trap your opponents until you get +8/+8 with Confined and Court Shield. And then you can Doom them, and you can probably get your ally +8/+8 as well. So it's very threatening in that way, but in the couple games I experimented with, it felt really underwhelming. I don't think I'm utilizing it correctly. Well, we'll give it some more tries though. I think Fortnite's going to be like top tier this patch, so this upcoming patch. Karen, ever since it got Roar or the Roar rework, it's kind of been a premier stall tem. I'm running a scavenger set rather than Skull Helmet on this one because I'm actually killing things with Doom, and the 20% heal is very important. It's got Psychosis to Doom as well. Psychosis is one of the best, if not the best, Doom move in the game, just because it's cheap, it's reusable, it's pretty nice, doesn't require synergy or anything. Capire is a secondary Extinction user. I'm kind of messing around with it. It's we're just kind of playing around. I got Charcoal Wall and Roar on it. Its other trait, Resilience, still just sucks, so we're just going Last Rush. The problem is that you only have one Talisman per team, but for my time trying it out, Capire usually ends up dying at the same time it would get Extinction off, or like the same turn it clicks it, so it doesn't matter as much that it can't prevent itself from dying to Extinction. Problem is it would be nice to knock it off the ally, but with Embers I can apply at least one status. We'll have to see though. I will just go with that for now. And then Cycrox, everyone knows it's got neurotoxins. You just click Toxic Slime, and you doom something. He also has. I have Digithreat because I'm running double mental. Barnshe. This is about the most supportive moveset I could think of. It's got Bamboozle and then Exhaust with Gamma Burst and Speed Control. It's pretty bulky, but the big thing is that it has Mom's Lunch with Neutrality. So Neutrality means that it won't get seized from Mom's Lunch, and every time you swap it in, you'll get the exhaust on everything on the field, which is super, super disruptive. And because it resists winds and earths and can't be poisoned, it's a super great pivot, actually. And then Moala is my other mental. Moala has Paralyzing Poison, because this is more or less Doom. Because it applies Toxic for 6 turns, and lowers attack by 2 and special attack by 2 stages whenever you click it. And I've got two Toxic synergies, so it's relatively easy to get off. And with Hypnotist, you buy yourself free turns. It's actually kind of nuts. And Depress for extra damage, Black Hole to wipe Doom on my own allies, or if my opponent's setting up with offensive boosts, I can wipe their stats with either Karen or Volphy. And Transients just to get Paralyzing Poison off hold faster. Volphy is basically my anti-Doom support because it has Plague Handcuffs to knock Doom off my own Tems and Bush to knock Doom off of itself. That's about the only reason I have Volphy. It is nice to have type coverage of it though. I don't have Sludge Gift, so the nerf does not affect me at all. Lifeful Sap's cool too. Just free healing. I don't have Kaleidoscope. I could. We'll see. I'm going to play around with it more, though. I clicked on all my spreads. I'm not going to go through each one individually because it's literally just like splitting the defenses, stamina breakpoint, and max and HP on pretty much every single one. The only one I have some other invest in is Capire. This is to outspeed max speed Volphy, but soon it will be irrelevant. I just wanted to be able to burn before Dust Vortex or Roar and Charcoal Wall before Sludge Gift and such. I also had a little bit of speed in Barnshe just to reach 200, so that after a time split, I would be able to outspeed max speed Platamus. So that's that. Whew. Wow, what a unproductive first half an hour to the stream. Sorry that took so long. Some of y'all enjoy the extra coverage, and some of y'all don't. We'll get some games in for sure, though, today. I got to pick up some ETCs for Cowern and Kapire. Turn them Luma. I have them both. Gotta get him from the club vault. We're facing Welsh, though. Looks like he's got his freeze team here. Kind of sucks. I don't have camo on anything. I have Barnshee with neutrality. Okay, there goes the Barnshee. Yeah, this kind of sucks. He's got like two rage users, a heat up user, probably tireless Mashuk. It's not often you see teams with this much offensive scaling in them, and control for that matter. This is like the worst possible matchup we could get. Okay. Picking up Tort here because it walls Oshiara and Nestla. Mimit, interesting. Yeah, this is kind of tough. I think I'm gonna ban the Whiplump, because Whiplump destroys most of my team, and my water counter, which being Tortonite, also dies to it. The Moala ban's really unfortunate for me, though. I wanted to swap that in to get Hypnotist proc on these two. Swapping Cowern, or we'll get Cowern. You can at least buy a little bit of time. I also won't have Digithreat synergy with the Cycrocs because both of my mentals are banned. Bring Volphy as kind of another anti-Oshiara item. There's gonna be a lot of predictions that I gotta get right in the first couple turns. So turn one, I'm gonna swap Tortonite for Tyrannac. That'll make sure that I'm able to doom one of the two Mashuks. Because, or even if he swaps into like Chimerian to eat one of the hits. Assuming Chimerian, oh, something's got bait, it's gonna be Chimerian or Oshiara. I'm hitting the main Mashuk because I'm assuming that the stamina on the Mimit is not scuffed, so it'll scale slower. This is a really tough matchup, though. After I swap in Tyrannac, I'm probably going to immediately have to swap it out into Cowern. Kind of wanting to keep Karen alive, but I don't think that's a luxury I'm really going to have. He swaps. He goes into Chim. So that's really unfortunate. Chim I would be able to one-shot with Embers because it's 4 times weak to fire. He actually double swaps. Oshara has fake beard. So there we're dooming the Chim and we're getting rid of its bait so we can't push it off. So that much is nice. This is about the only board I would have really wanted Tyrannak on, so we're actually going to keep it here. We'll throw a Toxic Slam at the Oshara. Where are we? Might actually be better to swap in Twort here. The bright side is that Mimit is landing Mimit, so if I can get that thing into a slot that's not the Mashuk, it'll not double the Mashuk, which will be nice. That did more damage than I was hoping. It must be a high special attack invest Oshara. We're gonna click Cage and then Bark Shield. Bark Shield puts a lot of pressure because his Mashuks probably won't be able to one-shot my Tyrannak. It's going to be a lot slower paced of a day today because that's just kind of how Doom and Stall in general goes. So I hope you guys are alright with that. We'll see if his Oshara does have Ice Shuriken, that he'll side hit his Chimerian. If he does, I don't think that's an issue. He does not. I would be able to finish off the Chim with an Embers, should that be what he chooses to do. Oh, that hurts my Tyrannak really bad. Worse than I was expecting. I don't know my limits well enough with this team yet. It's really not worth attacking the Oshara all that much. And yet, if I can kill the Oshara and save the Doom for something else, that would be better. But I think Tort just dies here, honestly. What's the Water Blade on the Tyrannak? That still does tons of damage. I think that's just enough stamina on his Oshara to get one more Water Blade off without OXing, which sucks. That means he can just bring in Mashuk here, uppercut my Tort, and then Water Blade the Tyrannak, and there's almost nothing I can do. We'll try and get some shenanigans off, though. If he wants to double kill me, I'll keep him trapped. There's the water blade. Does it OX by chance? It doesn't. It's good rotation by him. Alright. Tort does go down. Okay. So I want to swap out Cowan here because I'm pretty sure he's going to use Serbatios, and I don't want to eat my Serbatios on my Cowan. I do have Reactive Vial, but still wouldn't be a pleasant pleasant meal. And I can avoid it completely with Team Elusive. He does go for the Water Blade. And the wastewater, so he goes double into the Volphy slot. I was able to strangle there because I knew his... He couldn't swap in his Mashuks to get the Tireless boost. Because he was trapped from the cage. Not a whole lot of damage to Mashuk, I need more than that. I doubt my base speed Volphy's gonna outspeed this Mashuk with Bush, but we can try. Leaving that Oshiara alive is gonna hurt too. I should have thrown a Toxic Slime instead of strangling the Hazrat. It does outspeed. But I live. But it doesn't matter. Alright, Mashuk will die in one more... in a Digi threat. From Cycrox. I could Doom the Hazrat here, but honestly I think I can kill it faster by just straight up killing the thing. Nope, should have doomed it. Oh, I thought I was gonna live that. Throw Digi threat onto the Mashuk slot. I'm one stamp short of being able to just Soil Steam 2 more times. He's gonna double P-jab. That's rough. That means a lava wave from Hazrat's gonna hurt. But I don't think 2 hits will kill Cycrox. Emphasis on think. So it'll have to be an uppercut and a lava wave, and I just don't think that's enough. Yeah, if I need one more stam on Cowrin for whatever rotation I did. I'm not really sure what to do here. Facing 2 Toxics with my Cycrox is just rough. I can't strangle them with Shook. Oshiara's got Serbatios up, so I can't just kill the Hazrat here either. That's gonna be close. I don't think I'm gonna survive. That War Drum might just put it over the edge. Yeah, looked really close. I'm gonna be right back where I started with OXing by just 1. He knows I've got Reactive Vial, so he's just trying to deal as much damage as he can without that. Unfortunately, the Toxic Tick's gonna proc after Scavenger, so I will still be down the health. And now it's a question of can I deal 15% to this Oshiara? And can I survive the hits as well? I'm gonna have to survive pretty healthily. Beat this Hazrat in the end. So now he procs Vial because it'll work in his favor with the Hazrat. I don't think I'm gonna live. I'll live this turn, but I don't think I'll get next. You know, to make a match with this bad of a matchup so close, I think that's worth it. I call that a win. Yeah, GG. Alright, we're gonna go put 1 more stamina in that Karen for a rotation of 5 soil steams. Perfect. That's much better. Ah. Oh, We'll see if we get another quick match. I do have that Umbra Saipat radar I could do. I'm not sure if I want to start a radar on a Friday though. Let's see. Yeah, I think the turn I lost the game was when I strangled the Hazrat instead of killing off the Oshiara when I used Water Blade. I was so convinced that it was going to click Serbatios, but it didn't matter. I should have. I wasn't afraid of the Hazrat. I just needed to make sure the Oshara was dead. Then that would have made Karin's endgame so much easier. See, I don't even know where Saipat spawns. I was just going down to the TV patch. Probably need a few things that can kill it though. It even has good turn one. Ninja, hello, welcome. Go with Lawali. And have a weak Wolfie set. If Tears worse though. Oh, it's not even max level. Yeah, that's not happening. Mental dude, yeah. Sammy, nope, that's a support Sanby. Saipat's got so many weaknesses, I was just trying to optimize. Wait for Saipat, Vigust. Ah, you're right. Brain fart. Thank you. Just don't have Schmeensworn on it. I'm so used to running the Schmeensworn on the thing. It's Cerbot today, just gonna chill and watch in bed. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope I can provide some content you'll enjoy. It'll be a bit slower pace today with some Doom, but alright. The Chromion on this team is very interesting. A bit annoying. I wonder if this Goulder has Restore. It would kind of suck if it does. Seems like a slower paced stall team again. The Volfi makes me think it's Kaleidoscope. And that might even be a Booklung's Acronox, so I'm not sure if I have to ban either. I'll ban the Volfi though, just in case it's not handcuffs. Or just in case it is, because I don't want him to be able to just side handcuffs and push off Doom from anything. So, this Gazma definitely has Sparks. I actually faced a Sparks, Gazma, and Moments yesterday, and learned that Resin Trap can self-target. So, if we get to a board where Gazuma and Moments are on it, we're just gonna have to target down the Gazuma as much as possible. Also, Sparks and Hologram can push off. So there's quite a few Doom counters here I gotta watch out for. A little surprised to see the Volfi to be the one that's banned out, but I'll take it. We'll pick Cycrocs, put the pressure on him. Pretty interesting lead. Not sure what his plan is here. He's just gonna eat the Doom. Maybe it is a Cobwebs Acronox. I'll have to Doom the Acronox, just in case. So that was my thought with bringing Tyrannax, so I can Embers the Chromion. I know I'll take a lot of toxic damage, but it's just kind of what I gotta do. I'm gonna ban the Gazuma because it has, with Sparks Ramp, it will scale offensively while also pushing off Doom. Two things I don't want. We'll pick Kapire. I think Fire's a good type into his team, especially once I get rid of the Acronox. Barnshe will be nice to counter the Yowler, and also having Mom's Lunch pivots. We'll go Tort as another Doomtem. There's just, with two digitals, I didn't want to bring Moala. Two Digitems. Alright. Toxic Slime on the Acronox, and then Embers, and we'll just see how it goes. He could swap to like Scaravolt or something. If he swaps in a Camo or Bait User, it will not proc, and I'll still get the Doom. Soil Steam. He's acknowledging the Cycrox as the threat. Seems a bit strange. The Cycrox is bulky. You need two super effective attacks if you even want to have a chance of knocking it out early. It's about all I wanted Cycrox to do. Take a couple hits. Also, after the burn tick, that's half a Chromion's health. That is huge. That is really important. We'll throw a Strangle here at the Acronox just in case I survive or he switches up what he wants to do. He'll probably just... he could very well Binary and just like Rotten Goo here. This still puts me in a lead though. Worst thing he could do now is sting my Tyrannax to trap it in. I'll really want to swap it out after this turn. And like I said, it could also just be a Booklong's Acronox, I'm not sure yet. Maybe he'll side Binary into a Toxin Shower. Oh no, his Acronox is faster than his Chromion, so he can't do that. Well, he's using Toxin Shower. Chromion doesn't have any buff moves as far as I'm aware though. He must just be dealing damage to Tyrannax. Yeah. Perfect. I cannot bring in Barnshe because then I would push off the Doom with an Exhaust. It's fine though, we'll bring in Kapire. Kapire doesn't do a whole lot on this board. gonna swap into Tort here, hoping to predict an a toxic move. Scrabble's the next biggest problem I have. Tyranak's okay at dealing with it, but other than that, it kind of ruins everything. Evading move nerf to 1 round, not 2. That will be next patch, not this one yet. The patch notes were released, but the patch is not here yet. They were released ahead of time so people can prepare for the tournaments ahead of time. T-Strike on the Compire, kind of an interesting choice, but that's alright. Alright, I am not going to click Cage here, because that could, if the Acronox decided to use Toxin Shower, it would actually push it off then. I'll click Charcoal Wall on Compire, give it a bit of survivability. I'm going to give Tornado a Quartz Shield. Little out of the loop, and having fun in Pokemon. Oh, that's awesome. I gave it a try. It's a really slow pace. I'm not the biggest fan. Tort's faster than Scara. That's cool. E-Storm, that's not going to do much to either of these two. Yeah, Pokemon, the breeding system is a bit... Like, it's really good for the economy, but it kind of turns me off from wanting to try and make progress in it much. So Yeller has bait. We throw a Roar. Aurora, and then I'm going to go back into Tyrannac. So right now I just need to wait out the bait turns, and then I'll doom everything with extinction one way or another. As for clinch, yep, that still hurts. I'll get this first extinction off, just burn the Goulder, and make sure I can doom it at least, start the timer on it. Actually, it might even be better to just swap to Barnshe here. This is Barnshe's best board. Alright, eats the Savage. Tyrannac's probably the one eating the Toxic Ink from Goulder, which is kind of sad, but somebody had to do it. Now this Savage is down, Yeller doesn't really have any way to avoid. Avoid getting... Yellow doesn't have any way to kill Tyrannak before it can get the Doom off, unless it's got Oshi. And I don't know if Oshi would even kill him. Because it's -1, I'm +3. It's not stab. I'll throw a Bamboozle on the Tyrannak anyways, though. He's letting me get the Doom on the Scaravolt, which is interesting. Scaravolt was the other Tem I was kind of afraid of, just because in a late game situation, it can ruin Barnshee. Breaks my own evasion, which is a little sad, but that's okay. Tyrannak did his job. Oh, the Gulder has Bamboozle. I don't think it has a way to apply a second status effect, though. Like, outside of, like, Toxic Ink. He would have had to side Toxic Ink and then Bamboozle. Even then, that only buys a few measly turns. We're gonna double swap here. Just gotta buy a turn or two. I use Toxic Ink on the Compire. That's not great. And Meteor Swarm. Tort lives, Compire does as well. We'll just click a few buttons, just in case. If the Scaravolt has, like, Burrow, and he uses Gulder to side Toxic Ink into a Burrow, that would be bad. Since it's a half-full Scaravolt, though, I imagine its moveset is T-Strike, Electric Storm, Meteor Swarm, and Fire Tornado is the last move he hasn't shown yet. We'll see if I can even live this Electric Storm for fun. Ha, I do. +8 Compire, let's go. He just takes the Doom. Alright. Now we got Barnshee and just Yowler. There shouldn't be any way he can win. Especially not against my tanky Barnshee. Haha. GG. That match went pretty well. Side paths. Nope, don't even get to. Maybe we won't do. Just probably won't start the radar today. Not if we're finding matches this quick for sure. Let's go hang out at Tamer's Paradise or something. Run in circles. We'll go full odds hunt Valiar again. Just for something to walk back and forth on stream. Oh, come on, Welsh. No! It's illegal. Not allowed to fight you twice in a day. He knows my exact plan. play chicken with him this time. Do I swap? Do I stay? What you gonna do? Because I mean, even if I swapped in Tortonite and then went into Tyrannac, I already pulled that on him once today, so you got to kind of change up your strategy when you're facing the same player more than once. I think Whiplump's still gonna be tough if I left it unchecked. On Trait Tyrannac? No, I am not. I am not. I am on Frightnac, so I can doom through baits. And camo, for that matter. Still banning both of my mentals. But your frightening's over before I get doom. It's not for self doom. It's for all the other doom on my team, mainly Cycrocs. If I wasn't running Intimidator Knack, I wouldn't even be able to doom anything right now because my my Cycrocs wouldn't have it straight. My team's as reliant on traits as every other team, so. Alright, we'll go Tort and Volphy. Those are going to be really good in this matchup as well. I almost wanted to pick Kapire there, but I think Karin's still going to be the better play. Not having Talisman on Kapire hurts. Y'all like guessing games? I like guessing games. No, I don't. If I swap Tyrannac and he swaps in Shim, Fatal proc and I won't get the Doom. My guess is he'll split. He'll Wastewater, he'll stay in on both, Wastewater on one and Uppercut on the other. So then the question is Tyrannac worth saving? To which my answer is no. Hello, Senpai. I see you in the stands as well. Aw, he did predict a swap, and I stayed. It's actually really nice damage on the Mimit there. I guess I probably wanted to save my Knack to deal with Chim. Ooh. Interesting, he's using an... I would have expected him to Wastewater there at least. Finish off the Tyrannac, but I guess he was still expecting me to swap to Tortonite. It'd be really great if I had one of my mentals here, but he knows how much of a threat they are with Digi-Threat, so... He's not in kill range with Cycrocs yet, not with just one P-Job. We found out with two that I would be. Mashuk's on a timer, only gets 2 more turns. If he brings back the Mimit, it will not be able to turn into a Mashuk, which is nice. Unless he swaps it back in, like, now. Which it is tempting to strangle the Hazrat. I'm just gonna Digi-thread it, though, to put it in range of dying to a Soil Steam from Karen. He does OX, so he'll get the attack boost this turn. Get wastewatered on Karen. It's not too bad. Toxic Tick for pure damage does suck though. That's gotta be in Soil Steam range. Gonna keep Cycrox in to eat hits. It's really tempting to strangle, but if he does swap into Mashuk here, that would be rough. I could Paralyzing Poison, which would be the safe play, but it would also be a waste of the move, should he swap to anything. He could also just double and kill Cycrox, but my guess is he'll uppercut into like a Wastewater on Karen. Ah, it's really tough. He swaps the Mashuk. Doesn't want to give me the heal from Scavenger. He also swaps the Hazrat though. We're gonna throw a Paralyzing Poison. Well, Cycrox dies here, which sucks. Can't eat a Serbatio's and a CPG at -2. Yeah, no. Ooh, sharpening. Okay. Potentially. Gonna Rotten Goo the Oshiara because we need some sort of damage on it. So that the Paralyzing Poison will finish it off. The damage drop pretty much cancels out its... Pretty much cancels out its Serbatios though, and which like, not pretty much, it just does. The sharpening on the Chimerian is really scary though. If I can get it to just beat Tyrannac versus Chim late game, I can handle it. But that's going to be tough considering the other options he has available. Alright. Could throw some more moves at the Chimerian. He could swap into Hazrat, that'd be kind of bad. Might come down to a question of, is this Chimerian at +1 faster than my Kaurin at base speed? It does not kill. That also doesn't kill. I think that's Shim down. It is. It's very important for me. Well, at this point, Tyrannak's dead to me. I just need to buy a couple turns for Oshiara to head out. Ah, he gives up. GG's. That was a pretty good win. It looks like a really rough matchup, but in the end, able to pull one out, so it's cool. Let me just pick up a couple Tems, and we'll head over to full odds Valiar for no reason at all. Or no, I can just have my double Pookie. Get my 2 Novas. For anyone wondering why I would full odds Valiar, it's just a Luma I want that I really don't feel like doing a radar for. Plus the other spots where the other times you could potentially run into here are also low percents and it would be worth it. Yeah, it's just for something to do in the background because we're gonna run into like 3 encounters, find a match, 3 encounters, find a match, and I don't want to start a radar. When? Next week. Could be a really good side park, you never know. I do have a lot of perfect Lumas by now. I was actually looking at the team I'm using now, like I just threw together the Tems and I already have all of them perfect Luma except Tyrannak. It's just I need a couple egg moves for some of them. Because Shelter and Toughen for no reason are super high priced. I guess it's just because they're on so many Tems. Any ATCs that are found on low percents usually rise up in price, so stuff like Shelter, Ungarunder, Toughen on Rolder, I believe. Toughen's also on Yowler. I've only ever gotten 2 Tems full odds. One of them was... Oh, there we go, there's a match. One of them was an Acronox while waiting for Dojo Wars. Dojo Wars knocked... Or we were all emoting while in between or waiting for the timer to go down. And so it kicked me off my mount. It was at the Kisiwa one, so you're basically in the grass. And I ran into an Acronox. I was like, wait a second, what? Somebody challenged me to a casual battle and I didn't realize it? Oh. Yes, good luck, have fun to you as well, Senpai. Oh, this is tough. This is a whole bunch of stuff I do not want to face. He's got his own Tyrannak to cancel out my traits. He's got an Amphitheater with likely Bright Beam to push off Doom. So bans the Cycrox anyways. Potentially a frightening Tyrannak. He's actually quite weak to fire. I might just have to use that to my advantage. And the Oshiara, pick Kapire. And maybe Cowrin. He doesn't have a whole lot to counter this. He does have the Turok. If he picks Turok, I swap in Barnshee, and I just rest the turn on Cowrin. Don't waste the stamina. Don't feel like that song. There we go. Nox. Nox is interesting here. Toxic Skin is not nerfed yet. If this thing has Madness buff, that would be really bad. Because then it can push itself into trance to push it while raising its special attack. I'll ban the Amph now, just to make sure he doesn't have something that can free push off Doom. He's definitely gonna try and have this Nox carry. That insta ban on Tort says it all. We'll get to use Moala this game. It's a slower paced team. Once Tyrannak Intimidator turns her up, it'll be a nice pivot. They'll give me some space. Sucks that I don't have Cycrox for Digithreat synergy though. It's a bit plain, but I think I'm going Volphy just to be able to exhaust some of the slower stuff. Because my only counter to this Nox may very well be exhaust. Neither items were revealed. Pyre's still relatively safe on this board. I'm strongly considering just doubling the Tyrannak, because I don't know what it does yet. And he could also easily swap. It's more like, I don't want to damage the Nox, unless I know what it's going to do. If it's Toxic Skin, I should throw at least one attack at the Nox. I'll throw the Embers at the Nox, and then I'll Soil Steam the Tyrannak. Toxic Skin. See, it's trance. It's 0 speed. It's probably not a turbo set. Got Sharp Leaf. Oh wow. Slingshot Tyrannak. I respect it. That's fun. Go Charcoal Stonewall. Pyre's gonna be my raid boss this game. Wish I wasn't facing a toxic type though. Smoldering Kiss too. I enjoy that. I would love to get a Psychosis off, but I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Because he's just going to slingshot Sharp Leaf me, and it's going to do actually way more damage than I ever think it would. We're going to try though. Maybe the Roar will lower it enough. Through the Acid Reflux, that could be tough. Oh, Outgrowth, that's even worse. Yeah, no, couldn't do it. I'll throw the extinction out now. Swaps the Tyrannac, leaves the Nox in. He's in Turok. Must have bait. Yeah, dang. Gonna have to actually kill this Turok. Oh, I used Narco. It's so unfortunate. I don't think he has any other status effects he can apply. If he does, it's gonna be rough. I'm already doing a bit rough anyways. Azarov, hey, how's it going? Having fun memeing around a bit. Oh, he's got heater. Maybe heaters and mom's lunch. Yeah. I never stood a chance. Ah, why do you do this to me? Gotta bring a counter team. How's Moala feel? This is actually the first game I've been able to bring, and it's been getting banned a lot. I'm healing him with pillow. Oh, that's so bad. Gonna save Barn Sheik. Let it get some stamina up in the back if there's any chance I have at this game. I needed that Nox to die, and then maybe there was a chance. I set the patch notes and like them, record a reaction. Yep, first like half an hour of the stream was all nothing but patch notes, basically. Ah, good play. I burned my DV and then you swap in the Grunder. Or you watch it and you enjoy them. I think it was most of the changes don't matter like at all. I'd say. That I was disappointed by the Nox bomb removal. I mean, the main changes are good. It's just they're mostly irrelevant. I preferred Water Blade off OCR. No, not exactly. I would have preferred that Volfi get Clay Ball instead of Petal Dagger. You thought Nox Bomb was way overdue? Why though? Who was a problem with it? Tuvine? Tuvine's biggest issue was not that it had Tuvine's issue was not that it had access to Nox Bomb. It just wasn't. And can't. My Barnshee is relatively tanky, but I cannot take a Paizo. I think so either. Most Tims that have coverage is on hold, like Ukama. What? I don't think coverage is an issue though. You're using a move that you don't have stab on. It takes up a move slot most of the time. It's like Clay Ball was very strong on Garunder because it hit the two types that Garunder could not touch. So that was more of an exception rather than the rule. I already saw it with Tatter's Stone Ball. Yeah, I know, it seems to be the direction they're going, but that doesn't mean I particularly like that. I had to use Gamma there, because I don't think Time Split would have killed, and if it survived, I wouldn't have stood a chance. Turbine, that was a good play. Make sure I don't outspeed with my Plague, lowers stamina. You didn't like Tuvine in particular having Nox Bomb? Yeah, that's valid. It was able to hit. Well, no, it's. I don't know. I think, yeah, it was definitely interesting to have options against the... Oh, come on. Some speed invest on that Turok, I guess. I just barely die. I'm sure that Narco was aiming for the... Sure, it was aiming for the Volfi. I would have survived and taken another hit, and that would have been huge. doesn't kill. If it killed, I maybe stood a chance, because then I could have just finished off the Turok the next turn, and then it would have been a 1v1 Barnshee versus Nox. And I think I had enough damage to win that, but not anymore. Why didn't they post the patch notes and Discord announcements? I don't think they even want people to know all that much. Yeah, now Tylernak gets 2 moves off and I just don't stand a chance. I could have gone for the Gamma, but I would have OX then, and I really didn't want to. Although for how much of a counter team that was, I still almost pulled out a win. It was, even though he had 3 times left, they were all low health, and had my Wolfie survived with just a bit more HP, I think I could have pulled it off. So GG's nonetheless. Yeah, it's basically a leak. It's for LCQ. He wasn't Steam. Oh no, I know he wasn't Steam sniping. It was just so unfortunate that I'm running a Doom team, and then it's like Mom's Lunch and Heater and Bait, and he was watching me, so no, I've got Extinction on Compire. Swap in your Bait user right on that turn. GG's. Tectonic. Haven't seen him in a while. Good to see him around. Ran it for Gallios. That's fair. Yeah, if I run into Gallios, I'm gonna have to insta-ban them. And if I run into a match where there's both a Talisman and a Gallios, it's gonna be super tough. Actually gonna ban the Mastodon here. I think I can deal with everything else, but if this thing probably has Rage, on top of it just being such a high damage. It also takes 1 component out of his water core. I have double toxic. It's the best emotes for free tier supporters. I'm glad you enjoy those emotes. I mean, people just really like derp. That's about it. I guess people use Luma and Umbra as well, but I feel like those ones should be free regardless. Comment on my TMCS run. Did way better than expected considering you woke up at 4 a.m. I didn't comment much on it. I posted the entire run on YouTube for people to watch with commentary, and I did most of the commenting on like at the end of my matches. I didn't have much to add. Ban the side pat now. You know, I'm starting to feel like Wolfie just doesn't fit this team. I was thinking that this team probably cannot function as a full Doom team because I'll just run into counters So I need some other ways to beat the stuff that counters Doom. And so I was thinking having a split core of 5 and 3 might be the way to do it. Problem is, what's the 5 and 3 going to be? I was considering Mooflank being one. Um, Mooflank has execution, which can kill stuff as long as I get it under half. It also synergizes with Kapire. If I just need some upfront damage, I could swap around Kapire's moveset because most of it's a meme. Pickpocket, if I wanted Pickpocket, Mooflank could work for that too. I have Rotten Goo for C's right now. That's about it. Alright. I'm just gonna Toxic Slam the Quaish. Am I really though? Toxic Slime the Minotaur and swap to Tyrannek. Played Wicked K a lot last season, and his pickpocketing with you was super annoying. Problem is the pig still doesn't do anything besides that though. It still helps the Doom core to win. But that really only matters, 1 if you have bait, or 2 if you have talisman. Every other case, it's more of a dead slot. At that rate, I could just bring Burglar Volphy. And Volphy still largely functions the same, just kind of as a Doom or an anti-Doom. Initially, the idea was with Volphy and Barnshee was to have 2 Tems that I could have next to Kapire when I click. He swaps the middle. 2 Tems that I could have next to Kapire that can kind of push off Doom. Because he won't have Talisman. So Volphy can bush itself and plague the Kapire, and then Barnshee just has neutrality and won't be affected by it at all. So I mean, really, like, the team is super jank. It's fun jank. We all love fun jank. That's why you watch me over all of the other, like, tens of hundreds of Temtem content creators, right? Captive audience. You're all forced to watch me. It's kind of whatever. Rip my like 16% ship against the size munch. I hope it's not relevant. It seems to me like he really just wants to take out Cycrox right now. Iron coating size munch. That's goofy. Inner Spirit, which slot? Hopefully on the Cycrox. Cycrox live, Tyrannek doesn't. He really did not like that Tyrannek. Why? Because he eats koi shits? Yeah, without the stupid, that little bit of chip was relevant. Very sad. Sir Panty, thank you for the raid. Welcome. How's it going? You doing on your stream? Luma hunting, PvP? Something else fun? My match is going. Kind of mixed results. 2 wins, 2 losses. Overall, it's been good though. It's been a really fun team. Lazy feather farming? Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, we're trying like a full Doom team. Trying to get some use out of fun moves like extinction. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I can eat a hasty lunge on that barn she set, but finally get to see a full Doom team. It's we'll see what we can pull off with it. Ah, he went for the Cycrox. Yeah, this one's a bit too tough to win, I think. Yeah, it had a lot of upfront damage with this team. That size munch living also hurt pretty bad. Forced me to make a lot of different decisions. Throwing embers at the Quaish just in case I can somehow kill it before. Goes for a beef up. That's smart. I went for Hypno. He is faster than me though, which is worth noting and also really what I didn't want to see. Alright, hopefully this mom's lunch gives me a little bit of momentum. Sir Panty, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Oh, I lived on 1 health. I'm gonna take a pretty big risk here. I'm gonna keep the Barn She in. We're gonna time split the Quaish. I'm gonna hope he doesn't attack the Barn She. He's not OX'd on the Minotaur, and he does have Adrenaline Shot. Would we recommend starting Temtem? Temtem has an awesome campaign experience, lots of really fun Tems. So if you're just looking for a casual playthrough, I would say it's definitely worth it, for sure. And even more so if you are interested in some of the, like a competitive scene. I'm more of a competitive player, and this game is awesome for that, so I would completely recommend. But that part's just optional. You don't even have to get into the campaign to enjoy it. That was a really good turn for me. Taking the risk paid off. Because of that Kessa earlier, though, I'm still super slow. So I cannot outspeed the Koish. If he uses Hasty Lunge here and doesn't swap into Koish, he will double OX and will not be able to move next turn. If he does swap into Koish, I think I lose. You feel like there has to be a reason why this game fell off like it did? The rate at which new content comes out is slow. It's just slow. It kind of feels bad. The biggest problem with the game was that... Ooh, I was not expecting that. When it first released, they didn't even have half the campaign. Who wants to play a game that doesn't even have half the campaign? So that was a really big reason. Other thing is, like, the company isn't always great. They'll sometimes have disagreements with the players, and that can be unfortunate. But I mean, the content in the game is really good, and it's a blast to play. Scavenger proc, completely relevant. -1, there's no chance I'm outspeeding the Koish here. It's gonna be close on whether or not I can survive this. Oh no, he went for ice cubes. There, down goes Minotaur. Another scavenger proc. Time split, and down goes Koish. Wow, what a comeback! GG's. Well, that turn where I kept Barnshean against the Minotaur and got the kill on Size Munch was huge. Had he stayed in, things would have gone completely differently. T-Honey, hello, welcome. Tectonic, yes, GG, that was such a good game. I thought you had me there. Had to take a couple risks. Oh, that was a good one. Really enjoyed it. Well played. No problem. No problem, Chris. Kribus. And if you... I know that Temtem was also review bombed a couple times on stream. People said they got banned for no reason, but they were all using like real money transactions, which are banned. You're not allowed to do RMT, and they wanted to make money off the game, and so they just review bombed Temtem, which is really unfortunate. Didn't deserve it for any reason. So don't listen to those if you do look at the reviews. Abeza Nabo, Turn of Pad. It's been a while since we've seen this player around. Glad to see they're still playing. Another Minotaur, not really what I wanted to see. I think on lead, I'm gonna ban the Tolkien because if it's Heatered Mom's Lunch, that would throw me off. Bans my Cowrin, so he probably wants to pick Mudred. I'm gonna go Cycrox because he shouldn't be able to kill me turn one. I don't even think Hasty Lunge plus the Hypoxia kills my Cycrox. Considering streaming after me, we'll rage it if you do. Probably got another 2, maybe 3 games in me. I'd like to refine this team a bit. First day is usually just completely going with the gimmick and then seeing what works and what doesn't. Wall has been getting banned a lot, though. I'd really like to get more games where I get to test it out, but Temtem getting banned is like the highest value it can get in a game. So if Moala is consistently getting banned, it's still probably a good choice to have on the team. Problem is when it's not banned, it's usually because it's useless. Most likely not. You're not home yet. Ah, I gotcha. Fair enough. Alright, so he's got Sparks, Toxin Shower, and then Side Sting. That's gonna be rough. You saw Barnshy with Mom's Lunch, you thought, yeah, with neutrality. Yeah, it's a fun strategy. Somebody let me know about a while ago. It's just having Barnshy on a stall team is kind of rough. And back when that idea was thought of, Barnshy didn't have all the bulk it has now, so it was a lot harder to pull off. But now it's a lot easier. Pyre getting banned. Now that's surprising. This one's just rough. I'm not really sure what I'm able to do. He's got a lot of counters to my team. He's got counters to Hypnotist. He's got counters to Doom. I'm not going to bring Moala because he's got double mental. I wouldn't even be able to put him to sleep. Could have energy drink on something too. I don't even have a crystal move on the Tort, so I wouldn't be able to kill the Minotaur if I tried. Maybe I should have a crystal move on it though. I choose Rotten Goo just because the seas allows me to get through Bait and Talisman if needed, but it's so niche. Marbles. That sucks. Didn't want to see marbles right now. Alright. Yeah, we're doubling the Gosma. We have to kill this thing. That'll free us up quite a bit. It gives Barnshy a lot more room. Tort even a little bit. Or oh, okay. Well, that kind of sucks. Fate's procced, but I don't get the... I think I just lose this match. He's got way too many Doom counters, and that's the problem. I need some way to beat these teams when I don't have Doom. Which will be more often than I'd like it to be. Because had he just stayed in with Gazuma and just done some sparks and Toxin Shower, I would never been able to kill Acronox. And he could just side sting his Gazuma as well to push off the Doom. Also leaving me with nothing I can do. Swap in Tyrannac, try and scare out the Chimerian. And then we're gonna swap in a Barnshee and Digithreat the Acronox. Try and create some space. If he CPGs the Tyrannac, I know he's watching. To which I welcome you to the stream. There was very little reason for him to swap Gazuma out turn 1. Neither Volphy or Cycrox threatens it, and he had type advantage against my Cycrox. Very well could just... I was gonna say he could have Toxin Showered there too. Digithreat sucks now, yeah, for sure. Hey Peepoms, how's it going? Swapping Barnshee in and out is always good to get as much Mom's Lunch value as I can. Acronox OXing this turn helps significantly. See, he just ignored the Barnshee. I would have loved to get a time split off on the thing. That's not how it goes. Oh, last chance, we'll try and Paralyzing Poison the Gazuma. If Cycrox dies, like a hurricane or something, game's definitely over. I mean, technically Tyrannac can beat Chimerian and Lawali. Sandby, if Tort has any health left by the end of it, but I'm running out of options to work with here. Judging by how much stamina the Acronox has right now, I think it has to Toxin Shower and Sparks this turn or rest again. So it should be a free turn for me, but he is pushing off the Doom, making everything I'm doing completely useless. I hate marbles. Yeah, there's the Sparks Toxin Shower. There's just nothing I can do against it. Excuse me? Hello, Bug Central. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Gazuma wasn't supposed to get doomed there. It was supposed to get top poison for 6 turns. So yes, neurotoxins procs when Cycrox uses a move. Problem is, neurotoxins got blocked earlier. It got used on the Chimerian bait. Unless, I guess. Huh. It actually, okay, so I stand corrected. I guess it just never procced. So what happened was, because the invigorized, or the immunity was already procced from bait. Then the toxic never actually applied. Stayed in for the. He's not even trying to save his Temps. He's just doing damage to me. So neurotoxins applies at the first time Cycrox applies poison. Because Toxic Slime never procced poison on the Chimerian, because it had immunity, neurotoxins was saved. So that's what happened. I just didn't pay attention to that, and honestly, I haven't run into that interaction before. Rip Cycrox. If this Gazuma didn't have marbles, I'd be doing just fine. Unfortunately, it does. This is tough. I need to save Tort for Sandby. That means I need to create a situation where Barnsheet doesn't just... or Barnsheet can hold out until Sandby is the only one on the board. So basically, Barnsheet needs to survive this turn. I need Embers and Gamma to kill Lawali next turn. And that's basically what I need. He's going for the Tyrannac. Didn't do too much. I'm not scared of that. Oh, and I eat the Epoxy. Perfect, perfect, perfect. He's clicking green circles, sort of. So he wants to bring in Chimerian here to deal with Barnsheet. Which he does. I can kill that with Embers. He has to rest on Lawali then. Base speed Chim is faster than my Barnsheet. He does save the Lawali. Went for Glass Blade though, meaning I will get another hit off and survive the turn. He must be assuming I'm a faster Barnshe than I am. I think that mistake is going to cost him the game. He could Hypno my Tyrannac here. But I'm not sure if that matters. Feel like he overplayed too much. Maybe he's just a bit rusty. He used to play a ton, like 1.3 or 1.4. He just spammed games and then disappeared off the map. Base spread. Still an OX. Matter teleport into Tyrannac. We go for extinction here. Make sure Tyrannac can. Well, yeah, that's kind of a. Oh, he gives up. Probably assuming I had a crystal move on my Tort, which I still don't. GG's. That was a rough start into a win in the end. I guess that's why people like stall your teams. You can afford a couple mistakes in the beginning and then still come back. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I'll be back in like a minute, so don't go anywhere. Alright, we're back. So we got a Luma Smolzy. He looks pretty cute. Umbra Mimit. Ooh, that's an expensive one. Fifth Mimit. Oh. Yeah, doing 7 or 8 Pookie radars was more than enough for me. Pookie looking clean. 19 Pookie radars. Is that what you're on? Oh, that's awful. I don't need a second one. I've been really lucky with radars. I don't have super bad long dry streaks like most people. This was just for Luma, not Umbra. Ah, yeah. Yeah, my Luma Pookie, which isn't the one following me, Mine's a Piranha, and this is just a random one. But mine I got during the like 8 times Sci Park. I wish I got a handful of them. Just have a box full of Pookie, but at the time, I just wasn't willing to invest as much time. Do you like one radar a week on a busy week? Don't know much true dry streak potential. I mean, that's fair. I was gonna say I don't have. No, I actually don't have a whole lot of feathers right now. I, I mean, I do count my radars though. I'm only like 2 or 3 dry on pup voice. I really don't do all that many radars. I was thinking back when we got our radars from our dojo rematches. I used to do those pretty often. And those, I think the longest dry streak I had was like 5. It was insane. Not that I did them very often. I only did them for times I actually wanted. So it ended up being like every month or two I'd get a Luma from a radar. But my dry streaks were never that long, so it's always great. So, I'm gonna head over to the auction house and see if there's a Tuffin on sale. Still don't know how much it costs. Since I guess it's about time that a lot of people heading to bed in the EU, even though it's Friday, so queues are drying up. And a lot of the US folks are still probably just getting back from work. Tuffin. Oh, there is one up. Under 50. Shelter. Man, there was a shelter for 200K yesterday, and I didn't buy it. Regret. uh, 11 p.m. over there. You're the one behind the rest of EU. People might be sleeping by now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Queues always dry up around this time, so that's what I assume. It's just there's like in 1 or 2 hours where EU's in bed and US is at work. We had there's Earthbreaker. We had Shelter and Tuffin in here too. Maybe not. Still wish they sorted this in some way. Oh, there's Shelter. And there's Tuffin. So P-Bombs, if you're still around, maybe I'll buy those from the Club Vault. Let's throw in like 300K. Proper tune already. Oh, there we got a match. Hiso, Heko. Alright, looks like a Digiaggro team. Gazuma, Obi, Platamus, Volfi, Grumper, and Arachnite. Obviously the Munko and the Chromion as well. I was hoping to face a Digiaggro with this team because I didn't know how it would go. I think there's only one word for how it's gonna go. And that's awful. I don't have reactive vial on the Cycrox, so that makes it a lot worse. It can't really take 2 hits, but he doesn't have 2 strong electric hits. He'll have the Chromion, but I don't think I even die to a... Yeah, okay, so that's an issue. I bet the Obi has reset, and that's the problem that I am currently standing in the face of. That I have to pick a Cowrin in front of a Nature Chromion. Ah, darn. Volfield was what I wanted to swap Cycrox into. That's what I deserve. His team normally doesn't have Grumper, so that throws everything off. Pick Tortonite. I can at least scare some stuff off with that. Sounds crazy, but I think I'm going to pick both my mentals over the Kapire here. Yeah, it's tough. No, we're going to go with the Kapire. I was debating on swapping in the Tort into Cycrox turn 1, but I'm actually going to swap in the Kapire because this is the optimal board for it. I just have to hope that Obi dies in 2 Soil Steams, and I don't know if it does. Chances are it won't. Ah, I hate marbles. Please, Grandma, rework that stupid item. It is so awful. Damage is just absurd. I don't think I love a binary. It does half. It does do half. I guess my other option was to leave the Cycrox in, strangle the Chromion, and then swap Cycrox into that slot. always swaps the Chromia in there. Yeah, this Obi's just too much of an issue. My Cube, hello, how's it going? Why do you have Stonewall Grumper on a flippin' DG aggro team? Are you joking? What is this? And a Kaleidoscope Volphy. He's got one potential. He had two or one potentially two reset users. Spark scaling, defensive scaling, Kaleidoscope, Bush. He's got speed on his Volphy, not on his Grumper. Double DV. I wasn't count. Why? He just clicks Bush every time it's up. Alright, it's Kaleidoscope. So it doesn't matter. Push off your own region. So he's got Sparks and Stonewall on this Grumper. Okay, getting the time split on the Obi's good. And the Digi-Threat damage is even better. That's not good, though. Yeah, I can't deal any damage to that stupid thing. He needs to spark himself this turn and then click bush. If he clicks bush as is, I believe the regen applies first, and so it wouldn't push off the doom. I could be wrong though. Just go for a reset. Yeah. This is why I need to ban the OB. Throw another Digiturn at the Wolf. Oh no, I can't swap in. Okay. We'll throw Paralyzing Poison at the Wolfie, and then we'll swap in Tort. And if Bush wipes his Doom here, I'm just forfeiting. Oh, self-reset? I don't know why I didn't think of that. Oh no, dude. Too busy thinking about Bush. I didn't think he'd wipe his own stat buffs. Can't even get toxic on him. Apparently Obi is just a must ban with this team. Between reset and Bush. I remembered reset, I did not think about Bush. Yeah, I don't think I can time stall either. We'll see how much the T-Strike does to Barnshe for science. He's just still sparking. I can't even like cage trap because everything's got sparks. And that just tickles. He's only got +1 special defense, but I've got 0 special attack invest. I need everything to kill through Doom, and this dude just has like 10 ways to prevent that. Aloe Vera Gazuma? Alright. We'll click the fun button and we'll call it. Pretty much at this point. Ribus, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Barnshe's cursed. The Barnshe's fine, the Capire's fine, it's just this dude's had way too many counters to me. Alright. Only way I can save Capire now is if they kill Cycrox here. Gear on Capire. It's just Nutbar. I have a Tyrannac on the team with... I have a Tyrannac with Talisman. I've got double extinction. Yeah, he doesn't kill here. He still had Bush anyways. I hate this team so much. Double his Kaleidoscope Bush, Sorcerer Bush, Reset, Sparks. Probably Hologram. Oh. If I had Talisman on this Capire, I probably could have won the game. And the dude's full health too because of the Bush heal and the Inductor heals and Nutbar too. So it's just it's awful. I mean I needed Cowrin to survive a second hit to get another hit off on the Obi earlier. Then I would have stood a chance, because then the Obi would have died. Without the Obi, I would have won that game. I don't know if I could have won it if I didn't ban the Munko, but apparently I needed to not ban the Munko. Most Digi-Aggro teams nowadays don't even run Obi. It's very strange for them to, actually. It's even more strange for them to add Grumper. Dude had like 6 water weaknesses on his team. We got another match against Tectonic. I think those Albion's new this time. I don't think he had that last time. Kind of interesting. This looks like a team where it would have a physical Mimit, and it doesn't. I would replace the Adora with a physical Mimit for sure. You have a Doom team at the moment too, and Oshara on it. It's putting in so much work. Like a Refreshing Breeze. I've seen that before. I could definitely see that working out. An interesting thought for sure. If I had another nature that wasn't Volphy, I could consider it. I want these two for sure. You breeze on your opponents way more than on your allies. Is it really a Doom team then? You're just lowering their special defense. Doom is a single win. Yeah. I don't know. As long as you don't face a team like the one I just did, I feel like you can win with Doom as a single win con. At least in the current meta. There's not a whole lot of counters to Doom. There's just not. And once Volphy gets nerfed and Toxic Shower gets changed, there's going to be even less. I mean, there won't literally be less, but there'll be less that people bother running. Because you won't have handcuffs to push off Doom on the side. I do think double extinction might be too much, though. I wonder if I sped up the pace of this team. I wonder if I could have Barnsheik, Kapire, Kaurin as my main three. Maybe throw Cycrox on there too, I guess. And drop Tyrannak to free up the Talisman. And then throw some other stuff on there, if that could work. I think there's potential. At this rate, I really wish my Tyrannak was faster than my Cycrox. If he clicks Hasty Lunge here, his Adrenaline Shot will not work because I have Frightnack on the board, giving me a little bit of space to work with. Hello, yes, I am currently running a Doom team. That last match was rough. But yeah. Yeah, I recognized your name. You definitely had a lot of great counters to me there, not much I could do. Good game though. I think I had to ban your Obi to have a chance, or I needed Kaurin to survive that second turn and hit you with another Soil Steam. That's asking for a lot though. Chromion does so much damage. Ooh, Saipat coming in, interesting. Synergy Vigust. Ah, that's... I didn't expect a special attack invested Synergy Master Adoro for sure. I was expecting typical Toxic Skin Denigrate. And then my Tyrannac would be able to survive. I'm not able to survive another... I could survive another Vigust, but that's about it. Oh, no, I forgot about that. I do not OX, that's huge. This is a relatively good board to bring Cycrox in on. Throw the Doom on the Adoro, and then I time split the Quaish. That should finish off the Quaish. He could swap in Saipat into the Adoro slot to try and finish me off with a Water Cutting, but that won't kill. And I'm sure the Toxic Slam just kills the Saipat. Yeah, there it is, okay. I'll get +2 speed, but it's only relevant against the Shell Lance, really. That barely kills. Neurotoxins does still proc because it would have applied Toxic, but since the Saipat died anyways, so it's just burning my trait, which is unfortunate. Minotaur's Adrenaline Shot is popped. I'm gonna strangle the Adoro. We're just gonna let the Banshee go down. Wasn't expecting that. I guess I should have known that the Adoro was Cyclob because I faced it earlier. I just didn't really pay attention. I saw I used Cyclob, just Synergy Master escaped me. Nice, the Adoro swap, that's huge, that's huge. That's not the slot I wanted him to Paizo though. We'll get a charcoal wall, try and buy some time. Throw an extinction, get the Doom timer going. He could side black hole, but if he does that on Shotland, it'll basically kill. If he swaps to Adoro, he did not swap to Adoro. Still beefing up. Haito. Was a good play. So now he can black hole and inner spirit, and it'll probably kill. I should have swapped to Barnshe here. Oh, but he swaps. Was not expecting the swap. I guess he's just trying to create a late game situation with his Minotaur, which makes enough sense. Minotaur has a really good matchup into everything I've got. Your Shadowland is faster than my Capire though, which is unfortunate for me. And I wish I didn't Embers the Shadowland. No. It would still be burned this turn if I didn't. Capire should be able to live the turn. Guess I forgot about that. I guess I was pushing it off anyways. We're gonna swap in Cycrocs and then get a Bamboozle on it. The problem with his Minotaur is he does have it scaled up, but it's got a lot of work to do to finish out this game. I just don't think it has enough stamina to. A Paizo will one-shot Cycrocs. I don't know if a Black Hole will finish off Tyrannak, and I don't know if a Hasty Lunge will kill Capire either. Got the Bamboozle. I think this is going to be my best play. I'm going to Strangle the Minotaur. We're going to Extinction. He could kill Capire here. He doesn't. Go for the Black Hole. I think that was a bit risky. He needed to save that for Tyrannac. Maybe he was expecting me to swap. Now I can get a Bark Shield off with Tyrannac, and he shouldn't be able to kill either, especially before his Doom timer's up. Alright, we'll Strangle for good measure. Throw a Roar. Yeah, definitely would have died if I didn't have the Bark Shield there. GG's, Tectonic. If we get a match real quick, I'll queue up for another, but if it takes a little while, I might just cancel and head off. I'll definitely have to think about a secondary win con for this team. I don't think it's bad. I think it'll get even better next patch. Stuff like Mom's Lunch tokens will always be an issue. I'll have to write down like all the meta counters to it. And just take losses against the really niche stuff. Next patch, Stall is expected to be like top tier. Doom is the stall killer. And it also has a decent chance against mid-range, especially now that mid-range doesn't run max attack, max offensive stats. It just struggles against hyper aggro, which isn't all that common right now. When's the patch coming out? They sent it in for certification. We have the patch notes. But they're usually pretty slow. Like Nintendo takes a while to let the certification go through. They're hoping to have it by Friday next week. But they can't say for sure. It's not really up to Crema. Not anymore. Q's kind of dead. Unfortunate. It's only been 3 minutes, but we're just going to call it a day here. 8 matches is pretty good, and ending on a win is nice as well. This probably won't be the last time you'll see this team. I enjoyed it. I want to work on it some more and figure out what I can do to make it more consistent. So I hope you all enjoyed. I might be back again this weekend. My weekend's pretty. Yeah, okay, it would be tomorrow. I might be back tomorrow, but no guarantees. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.